Then, Psy stood at the edge of the ancient forest and watched it burn. She had not wanted to leave so much destruction in her wake, but the stoic warrior knew all too well that when demons rise, sometimes there is no other option but to reduce the world to ash. For months, the people in a small village at the base of Mount Shiaru had been terrorized by a horde of insect-like demons that skittered through their city at night, stealing innocent villagers. An elder of the village had heard the tale of Psy's triumph against Orochi and thought that if anyone could bring these demons to justice, it would be her. Psy soon proved that she lived up to the legends, locating the hive of this strange insect brewed in a cave at the top of the mountain. At that time, she sent out her faithful companion, the wolf named Logan, to lure them out, and when the beasts emerged, Psy was waiting, psionic swords drawn and at the ready. At first, she held her own against the creatures, dispatching them with sharp blades and bursts of psychic energy, but it wasn't long before she found herself overwhelmed by the sheer number of demons. And as she watched, they clambered up the trees around her, ready to strike from above with their poison-tipped tails. She only had one choice here, and at that moment she reaches into her satchel as she pulls out a handful of fireworks given to her by a friend named Juju. From another pouch on her belt, she removed a small piece of flint that she often used to light campfires during her travels, and Psy set the fireworks on top of the flint and raised her sword high as the beast descended upon her. With a powerful strike of her sword, the flint sparked and the fireworks ignited. Psy ducked for cover behind a thick tree trunk as a barrage of explosions erupted, sending blazing broodlings scattering in every direction. Now, as the mountain forest became a raging inferno, Psy entered the cave and found the queen of these strange demons. It took every ounce of skill and training to avoid becoming the hideous creature's next victim. But before long, Psy got close enough to plunge her psionic sword into the queen's black heart, and as she did, she could feel the searing pain of every insect connected to the demon's hive mind. It overloaded Psy's senses, leaving her on the brink of collapse as she staggered back out of the cave. Logan came to her aid once again, dragging Psy just beyond the border of the burning forest and licking her wounds until she regained her strength and her senses. It had been a brutal battle, but it was yet another Psy had won, and at the end of the day, the fewer demons in the world, the better. Psy reaches beside her and gently scratched the head of her loyal companion. Logan had stayed by her side through so many encounters, against yokai and oni of all shapes and sizes. Without ever opening her mouth, Psy whispered straight into Logan's mind. "Good boy," she said. "Now come, we have a prize to claim." Psy pulled her round sedge hat up to her head, covering her purple hair, as she began to walk away from the flaming trees and back towards the village at the base of Mount Shiaru. As they got closer to the village, Logan sniffed at the air frantically and began to growl. "What's the matter, friend?" Psy asked. But mere moments later, she had her answer. A strange doorway opened directly in front of her, as if out of thin air, and a mysterious figure was about to cross through from the other side. Psy went to reach for her sword, but before she could draw the blade, she felt a pain surge through her body, unlike any she'd ever experienced before. It was as if she'd been hit by the Hulk Maru himself. "Perhaps the demons have finally gotten their revenge," she thought to herself. "It was only a matter of time." And that's the last thing she heard, as Logan howled and everything faded black.